Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shelly and I am very, very happy you guys are here. You guys have choices of all kinds of different content to watch, and the fact that you would come here and stop by and hang out with me for a little while just brings me joy. So I wanted you to know, sometimes people don't tell you when you do something that makes you happy, but you being here today has made me very happy. So thank you. Thank you for that act of kindness. Okay, today, super excited. Today I have a new Ofra collab. They have this like project influencer thing going on, and the kit that I bought is the one from Rhonda over at HotMessMama. You might find her on Instagram at HotMessMama for, she doesn't know, actually she might now because I think I messaged her and told her I was gonna do this video, but she doesn't know me. Well, we don't actually know each other. I've been following her journey for a couple years now, more than a couple years, maybe going on 3 years. So I've seen a lot of her ups and downs, and I originally found her maybe a similar way to how you found me, which is I had picked up a palette. I think it was like at a TJ Maxx or something, and it wasn't very expensive. It was a C Color Cosmetics one, and I'd never heard of the brand. And I Googled C Color Cosmetics reviews, maybe even the name of the palette, and her video popped up, and I've been hooked ever since then. So I love when she does her application videos. Really love her series that she does, or it's just a dupe, or is it a dupe or just a waste of money? That kind of got me into doing the dupe videos because it seemed like there were less and less of those out there in the world. I think I'm a little bit older than she is, but she lives in Kentucky, so she's got a little bit of a southern drawl and a little southern twang, I guess. But she's so much fun. She's beautiful, and I love her content. I don't always watch all of her unboxing stuff because I've kind of pulled away from some of the subscription unboxing. She has a lot of content on that. So shout out to Rhonda. I'm sure she won't watch this video, but just on the off chance, I did post a picture to Instagram that I had picked up this collection, and I was super excited, and she commented and then reshared it on her story. So I was like, hey, she's not gonna see this video. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing really well. I'd like to get in and actually kind of talk to you guys about this collection a little bit here. She came out with a duo of lip products. And these are, we've got a long-lasting lip color, and then it looks like a gloss. And I'll tell you what the shades are. I might have to put on my reading glasses, hold on. LOML, which I'm sure there's a story behind that one. And then the lip gloss is in Truffle. So these two look absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and put them on right now to start with, just to bring you up to speed on what I've got on my face already. I've got a little bit of one of the e.l.f. Primers. This just happens to be the Cookies and Dreams one because it was conveniently located. I went a little light, and I actually did just use the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. I've got it in shade 4 medium. I have a couple shades of the Charlotte Tilbury, and I gotta be honest, I always do too light. And so then I don't wear it, or I've got to put it underneath something. And so today I was gonna use it underneath foundation, and I thought, you know what, this color looks so good, and I'm kind of digging this sort of radiant glow thing that I have going on. It's super lightweight. I'm filming this on a Saturday. I thought, you know what, we're just gonna leave it the way it is. I also went under my eyes with a little bit of this Revlon under eye corrector. This is called Photo Ready Color Correcting Pen. It's a little bit like the Touche Clay from, is it YSL? Anyway, I have it in the other room. And sometimes I don't use the bougie stuff, but this I have found I actually really like. It helps with just a little bit of that discoloration. I usually draw it right into that dark, I gotta get a little bit more product out here. I draw it right into that line of where that deepest trough is. You know, the place where I should probably get fillers. And just pat it in and then just kind of distribute it underneath. And it works so well. I probably didn't need to go in with a second layer of it, but you know, might as well. Anyway, that's what I've got going on right now. I don't think I have, oh, I have the, where's it at? The Morphe lip liner in Sweet Tea. This is an OG lip liner for me. I find that it works with everything. So I knew that was gonna be a solid, stable foundation for just about any lip combination. So I'm gonna go in with her LOML, and maybe slightly light for me. In all honesty, I might need a darker lip liner. We're gonna give that a second to dry down while we switch over the face, and then we'll come back in and we'll do the lip gloss on top of it. But this looks like it's a little darker, this truffle color, so that might give me the combination that I want. This is the palette that she collabed with Ofra on. I like Ofra palettes. I love these, what do they call these, mini mix? Yeah, mini mix palette. I love these for a couple of reasons. One, it tends to be an all-in-one face palette, which means I can usually take this to travel for work, overnight stays, or if I'm going super minimalist. This is a great way to get half a dozen eyeshadows, a couple blushes in this case, and some highlighters. And the highlighters in here It looks like there are 1, 2, 3, there's like 4 shades of highlighter in here. I think that gives you some combination for eyeshadows too. And I think with these, some of these darker, like these matte browns, I think you can use that for a bronzer if you want to. Some of these mini mixes actually have a bronzer in it, but this combination, she gave us kind of a corally colored blush and then a very hot pink blush. I'm gonna be curious to see how what she chose actually will work on me, because she's blonde. I want to think we might have kind of like similar light medium complexions. I don't know if I'm more neutral than she is. I don't recall off the top of my head, but she's very blonde. Well, sometimes other colors, but I think last time I looked, I think she was blonde. Me, I'm dark. And it's slightly damp right now, so I'm just letting it do its natural curly frizzy thing. Hey, let's get into this palette before I get my grubby fingers all over it. I don't think I need anything else on my face. I was gonna say, do I need another, like something darker and richer, but no, I'm gonna leave it the way it is. Should we do 2 looks? Let's do 2 looks of this palette just to see how much kind of versatility we can get. So I'm gonna, you know, just kind of do half on the face. I'll do one with kind of the more of the coral blush and then half with the other, with the pink. And let's just see. I should get you in. I'm doing this before I get started. Okay, because we're only doing 2 looks today, I don't think this will be a terribly long video. So let me ask you, this is the coral blush. I just dipped the big brush in it. How are you guys doing? Everybody good? Everybody healthy? I feel like there's a light at the end of the tunnel because school's gonna be starting soon. That doesn't hurt my feelings. Okay, super pretty blush. What I have found consistently with Ofra products is that the shadows tend to be pretty pigmented and super easy to apply. They're honestly one of my favorite brands. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. I am not sponsored, affiliated, nothing like that. Nobody reached out to me and asked me to do this video. I don't think I have any kind of codes. If you guys are interested, I can go look and see if I've got a code. I don't know if they work on the influencer collabs, even if I did have a code. That's that blush. That's really pretty. Not too orange, not too pink. Very, very pretty. And not too shimmery and shiny either. I'm gonna clean off that brush. And we're gonna flip over to the hot pink side. Let's see what this looks like. But I really like the quality of Ofra. And I know they were in the news not too long ago with some drama. I don't know. It depends on what exactly the drama is, whether or not I get too crazy or interested in it. But honestly, the way I have been so consistently happy with Ofra Cosmetic, if they wanted to do something with me, I would be perfectly fine with it. So I'm thrilled that Rhonda got a chance to work with them. I don't know how many of these, you know, types of collabs she's done. I've watched her channel grow. I mean, it's probably at least doubled since I've been subscribing to her. And I don't normally get too excited about these project influencer things that they do. And out of all of them, I love Allie Dawson. She's got one too, but the palette that she did is so pastel and I couldn't get behind it. But as soon as I saw this one, I went, oh wait, this is like everyday, wearable, beautiful. And so far I am 100% on board with the quality. There's no issues at all. Yeah, subtle wash of color, especially over the top of the e.l.f. I feel like I've got just like a little lightness right here, and I think it's on both sides. So I don't think that's the blush. You know what? For fun, let's build that up right there. I think it's just my cheek. Wow, that built up to like a strawberry paint, didn't it? Okay, you know what? We're gonna put on powder anyway, so let's just see if we build up that color, how does that look? And honestly, now I'm starting to wonder if this wouldn't be a great palette for the folks out there with the deeper skin tone. Yeah, okay. Do I wish that she would have put a bronzer in here? Maybe, but bronzer is kind of a tough thing, and a lot of these palettes do have bronzers in them, so I don't blame her for not. Since we did the corally side on this side, I'm gonna take this shade right here, which looks like, you know, a little bit more of the, it's kind of a rosewood color, I would guess we'll call it. I did not put on any eyelid primer. I'm sure I could have. Yeah, this one might have to go on my next work trip with me just by looking at the color story. I do travel for work. If you're new to my channel, hi. I spend at least 1, if not 2 weeks out of the month traveling. Sometimes I make the effort and put in time to actually vlog where I'm traveling to, and other times I'm just going back into that same shade and kind of building it up a little bit. And other times it's just overwhelming, or I'm going to places that I don't think you guys might find that all that interesting, because maybe sometimes some of the places that I go to just look like urban sprawl. So it's not like, oh wow, this is like a totally different neighborhood than any other place that I've gone, or than any other place in the country, or in the world for that matter. You might have other neighborhoods somewhere else. I think, you know, I saw something recently, I'm just cleaning off that brush. I saw something recently, we're talking about how differences between American neighborhoods and communities versus other ones, and I thought it was actually fascinating. Okay, so I've got that shade on. I'm gonna take this darker brown. This almost looks like it's got a little bit of a cool tone kind of look to it, but I'm gonna take that out here, just at my lash line, and then I'll move it up a little bit. Anyway, so what I was saying about travel and all that is because I travel, I've become a master professional packer and what things work really well, and I don't like to take too much stuff when I'm gone for a week. So I like these all-in-one face kits. I haven't been using them for a little while. I want to do a video on like all-in-one face kits because I've got a bunch of them. And I thought it would be kind of fun to go through some of the ones that I've used and which ones I've, you know, really liked. Some of them I've done videos on, like the Mob Beauty ones I've done videos on. I think I've done videos on, in fact I know I have, on some of the Ofra ones, depending on, you know, where they've come in, if they come in a subscription box or if they were a new release that I thought you guys might find interesting. Okay, yeah, super pretty. That's, these shades do build up. I felt like I got a little patchy, but it's actually a subtle, like pretty wash of color. I think that gives you a good base. Now there is the only shimmer of the 6 eyeshadows is this one right here. And it looks like it has a little bit of almost like a burgundy and gold kind of undertone shift to. And I'm like the queen of a smoky eye. I love a smoky eye. I wear smoky eyes just about every day. In fact, rarely do you see me in anything that's not a smoky eye, which means my channel tends to be a lot more smoky eye eyeshadow applications. And I did not do any kind of like higher transition shade. I just used that kind of rosewood color. I'm just taking a clean brush right now and I'm gonna just softly buff it out. So I think Rhonda has blue eyes, but I am finding that this at least this color combination right now, it works great on my brown eyes. And I think maybe because of the tones in here, it probably work really well on green eyes too. You guys have to let me know if you think that that would be a good combination. Okay, so that's really pretty. I'm gonna grab a little pencil brush. So we've got, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 different shades of highlighter in here, and it's in, you know, the typical Ofra combination. Oh, I forgot to mention these palettes. You can actually pop out one of these pans. They have a little divot right there in them. You can put a little pin in there and pop them out and replace them with something else or refill them if you want. Cardboard component, does not have a mirror. It does have a nice saying though, smile, you are beautiful. I think with this eye look, I'm gonna go with this sort of champagne shade over here as kind of an inner corner highlight. Wow, Ofra does highlights so very, very well. I'm trying to think of what else I need to do with this. Okay, for fun, I think I'm just gonna leave that the way it is. I like this kind of like natural, soft, smoky, not natural, it's not natural, but the soft, smoky look. The blush is a little bold right now. It will tone down as soon as I put some powder on it, but I think I'm gonna leave that just the way it is right now. I kind of want to do multiple looks with this palette. I mean, I'm doing 2, but I kind of want to do another one just because I think these eyeshadows or these highlighters might work really well for eyeshadows too. Okay, so I'm going to flip over to my bright pink, bold pink side, which look crazy right now. I'm taking the lightest matte in here and I'm just going to take that all over my movable lid and into my crease. She is, if I recall, Rhonda is someone who does like to set her eyeshadow with almost like a bone shade kind of eyeshadow. She sets her eyeshadow base. I should probably have clarified. So it makes no surprise to me that she has a shade that's a lighter matte. I think that kind of goes along with her whole brand thing. And that's actually a really pretty shade. I think that gives us a good solid base to work with. Okay, I'm gonna go into this kind of mid-tone brown over here. That's the one that I'm gonna use to deepen up the eye a little bit, get into that socket, just kind of create that space that I want. And I think one of the things that really jump out at me about, 2 of the things that jump out at me about Ofra palette. One is the quality does build. So the pigments do build. You're able to get, you know, achieve a little bit more of a depth if you want, which makes me super happy. Number 2, one of the things that I really like about this particular color story that Rhonda did is I've got more mattes than some of the other palettes come up with. And I am somebody, like, especially for work, this is a great base to an eye look for work because it is a subtle matte and it's not too like crazy over the top, gonna be too eye-catching, because for my kind of corporate job, I don't want to get too much attention to the makeup. I want to actually just feel pretty and polished and non-distracting with the makeup. I don't want people to go, oh, here's the gal coming in with all the makeup. I don't want to be that gal. That doesn't really suit my work preferences at all. Okay, I'm gonna take this kind of, it's like a plummy purple aubergine eggplant color, and that's gonna be my liner on this eye, because that's exactly what I would do for work, is I would do something soft like a plum and use that to just kind of smudge into my lash line for eyeshadow definition, so that it's not too jarring, too eye-catching. Yeah, I would absolutely do something like that for work or glasses. Yeah, super happy with that. Okay, so I think what I want to do is, because this gives me a work look, this gives me kind of like my personal version of a smoky everyday look. I'm gonna take this side over here and let's do a third look with that. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one of these highlighters, this is the pink one, on my finger, and I'm gonna start pressing it into my lid, and I'm starting with the inner corner right at the lash line, and I'm just sort of pressing and dragging it out because I want it to diffuse as it goes further out. Yeah, that's actually pretty. That gives me the right amount of whiteness. Now, if I were taking this look from day to night, I might go back into this purpley plummy color here. Oh, I picked up a lot. And I might then even just deepen up that crease and just go a little bit smokier, little darker, little smokier. Yeah, I like this color story. I gotta put some powder on this blush to see if it's gonna be one that is gonna work for me, because it's so bold right now, but I felt like I had to build it up to get over this mark right here in my cheek that getting old, getting old, ladies. Okay, I'm gonna put some mascara on and then come back, we'll powder up and we'll see what the final look looks like. So give me just one moment. All right, mascara's on, lips are predominantly dried down. You know what I haven't used in a while? I haven't used this Fenty powder in a while. Well, I bet this would be really pretty over the top of it. And let's just tap it on. Gosh, that's a beautiful powder. I forget about this one. Okay, so we're just gonna kind of blend over the top. That should take down some of the saturation of color a little bit. Let's just see. I've been using so many loose powders for so long, and sometimes pressing that into the skin, kind of bouncing it onto skin with a damp beauty blender does really magical things to it. Right, I feel that really blended out part of that color. That looks really pretty. Okay, and I love it with that eyeshadow combination. Okay, let's do the other side. And let's see if we can't just blend in. I feel like I feel like it almost, because it's such a dark saturated purple, it almost looks a little bruised or like I got smacked in the face. So I'm just taking a little more setting powder, just loose setting powder. Oh yeah, that toned it way down, didn't it? Okay, a little bit more over here. Super, super pretty. Wow, I was able to lift that enough that that's actually a super soft, pretty flush of color. I love this look over here. Wow, those are really, really nice tones for me. This one, yeah, this one works too. And even that blush, because I've blended it now and toned it down a little bit, that's really pretty. Okay, this is absolutely a palette I can use for every day, and I can use it for work. Yay! So excited for her. This is awesome. I'm glad I have this in my collection. Okay, let's see if we can do something with these lips. And this is the Truffle Lip Gloss. I actually really like the smell of it. I don't know what scent it is. I really like it. Oh yeah. That gloss is exactly what I needed. Yay! Okay, you guys, this is gonna be a good makeup day. I am so, so thrilled I was able to pick up this little collection. The lip combination, the eyeshadow, or the face palette, the mini mix palette. I'm super excited to have this. Thank you guys for hanging out and watching. Congratulations, Rhonda. You're not gonna see this video, but congratulations. I wish you nothing but love and happiness. The same with you guys. I don't wanna wax poetic too much on this. I tend to do really honest, candid videos because, frankly, I'm not paid to do these. No one's gifted them to me. I don't feel obligated to do anything. I do have a little bit of soft spot for Rhonda because she was really my first introduction into the fact that you can just be a real person talking to real people, and it can be engaging and interesting. And so I appreciate that she inspired me to even really start my own channel, if you really think about it. So I kind of have, you know, I'm a little bit biased because, you know, I felt like I've been invited into her home, her makeup studio, her living room at times, and that has endeared me to her. But besides that, if that hadn't occurred, would I still like this palette? Yeah, this is absolutely something I could wear on a regular, I mean, I look a little upset right now, but this is absolutely something I would wear on a daily basis for work. I'm thrilled to have this in my collection. So again, you guys, leave me a comment down below. Are you buying Ofra products? Are you not? I love it when they have sales. I pick up a lot of my stuff, I think, when they're on sale. Was this a color story that interests you? I think a lot of people got into the Same Month March one. I love that palette. That's a great palette. This one's a close second. Yeah, I might be interested in popping this out and changing it with a bronzer, but I think that might be a good bronzer too. So depending on the size of your brushes, I guess you can get multiple uses out of these things. I'm happy. All right, you guys, I hope you guys are doing really well. Stay tuned. You'll have another video, if not in the next day or two, the next 3, because I tend to upload Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. I realized in the last few months that Arizona sometimes is on the same time zone as Washington. I didn't know that. I thought they were a mountain, but they're like their own time zone. They do their own thing. Anyway, you guys, I hope you guys are doing really well, and until my next video, bye for now.